All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address BJP workers from all over India on the occasion of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's birth anniversary today. Prime Minister releases age-appropriate fitness protocols, calls for regular exercise to stay fit and healthy. Central government suspends operation of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code by another 3 months to protect companies in distress due to COVID-19. New Delhi invites US companies to engage more intensely in developing gas infrastructure in India. And in IPL cricket, Kings 11 Punjab beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 97 runs in Dubai. We begin the bulletin today with Bapu Ki Baat on India's freedom movement. Mahatma Gandhi had said that he wanted to see India's freedom struggle become an example for all nations that wanted to become independent.
अगर कोई मुल्क को आजाद होना चाहिए वो तो हिंदुस्तान इस आजादी का मुल्क है और मेरी तो तमन्ना ये है, मेरी तो आशा ये है, ईश्वर से प्रार्थना ये है कि हिंदुस्तान ऐसा बने कि जिससे सारी दुनिया कहे कि अगर आजाद बनना है तो हिंदुस्तान के जैसे आजाद बनो.
And now news in details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address BJP workers from all over India on the occasion of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's birth anniversary today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's ideals inspire everyone to serve the poor and ensure a positive difference in their lives. Speaking on the occasion of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's birth anniversary last year, the Prime Minister had said,
आज 25 सितंबर पंडित दीनदयाल उपाध्याय जी की जन्म जयंती का सर्वजन हिताय सर्वजन सुखाय अंत्योदय का सिद्धांत उनकी देन रही.
उन्होंने पूरी शक्ति संगठन को वैचारिक अधिष्ठान देने, कार्यकर्ता के निर्माण में, संगठन के विस्तार में अपने जीवन का अधिकतम कार्य में खपा किया. पंडित जी के विचार चिंतन में उन बातों का अर्थ है जो वेद से विवेकानंद तक हम सुनते आए हैं, जो सुदर्शन चक्रधारी मोहन से लेकर के चरखाधारी मोहन तक सुनते आए हैं. वे कहते थे कि व्यक्ति प्रतिभा संपन्न हो, सामर्थ्यशाली, परिवार एक रस हो, परिवार सामर्थ्यमय हो. वे कहते थे समाज समान अधिष्ठान पर विविधताओं से भरा हुआ संकल्पबद्ध होना चाहिए. राष्ट्र में जो सेना है, सेना अत्यंत सामर्थ्यवान होनी चाहिए और तब जाकर के राष्ट्र सामर्थ्यवान बनता है.
In 2014, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's birth anniversary, that is 25th of September, was declared the Antyodaya Divas. It was on this day that the Rural Development Ministry revamped its existing skill development program called Ajivika Skills as Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana or DDU-JKY, which emphasizes on greater access, coverage and quality. In doing so, the ministry used its knowledge gained over 15 years in implementing skill training programs. DDU-GKY is now a demand-driven, placement-linked skilling initiative which seeks to enable the rural poor youth to benefit from national and international employment opportunities. The spirit of Antyodaya mission lies in reaching out to the last person. The Rural Development Ministry is also working towards this motto through reaching to all eligible rural youths of India. Over a period of time, DDU-GKY has proven to be an effective rural development initiative for rural youth by providing both market-linked skilling and sustainable wage employment opportunities. Therefore, working towards this motto and to commemorate Antyodaya Divas 2020, the Rural Development Ministry is celebrating this day for Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana or DDU-GKY with their skilled and enthusiastic beneficiaries and other stakeholders spread across the country. During this pandemic time, the ministry is virtually celebrating this auspicious day with all states and union territories, project implementing agencies, employers and rural youths from all over the country.
Home Minister Amit Shah today paid his tributes to Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay on his birth anniversary. In a tweet, Mr. Shah said that Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, a pioneer of Indian politics, a man of multifaceted personality and founder of Jan Sangh, fought throughout his life to protect and preserve Indian culture and values. With the ideas of integral humanism and Antyodaya, he worked to give a progressive ideology to the country. Mr. Shah said, Pandit Deen Dayal laid the foundation of alternative politics, which is today working to bring the poor and deprived sections of the country into the mainstream of development. He said his life is a unique example of social harmony and patriotism. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given a new mantra, Fitness ki dose, Aadha Ghanta Roz. Mr. Modi has urged the people to apply this principle in letter and spirit to stay fit and healthy. Prime Minister was interacting with fitness experts and influencers virtually on the first anniversary of the Fit India movement.
फिटनेस की डोज आधा घंटा रोज, इस मंत्र में सभी का स्वास्थ्य, सभी का सुख छिपा हुआ है। फिर चाहे योग हो या बैडमिंटन हो, टेनिस हो या फुटबॉल हो, जो भी आपको पसंद आए, कम से कम 30 मिनट रोज कीजिए।
The nationwide online Fit India Dialogue was organized to celebrate the first anniversary of the Fit India movement yesterday. On the occasion, Mr. Modi also launched Fit India age-appropriate fitness protocols. He held interactions with cricketer Virat Kohli, actor Milind Soman, footballer Afshan Ashik, among others, who shared their fitness experiences with him. The Prime Minister wished all the countrymen good health and said that in 1 year, the Fit India movement has become the movement of people.
आज का ये डिस्कशन हर आयु वर्ग के लिए और भिन्न भिन्न रुचि रखने वालों के लिए भी बहुत ही उपयोगी होगा। फिट इंडिया मूवमेंट की फर्स्ट एनिवर्सरी पर मैं सभी देशवासियों के अच्छे स्वास्थ्य की कामना करता हूं। एक साल के भीतर भीतर ये फिटनेस मूवमेंट ऑफ पीपल भी बन चुका है और मूवमेंट ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी बन चुका है। देश में हेल्थ और फिटनेस को लेकर निरंतर अवेयरनेस में बढ़ोतरी होती चली जा रही है और एक्टिवनेस भी बढ़ी है।
Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has said that the farm bills passed in Parliament will bring revolutionary changes in the lives of the country's farmers. Addressing the media, Mr. Tomar said that through these bills, farmers will get more freedom and fair price for their produce, which will help them financially. He alleged that Congress workers are trying to mislead the farmers in the entire country.
बिल के जो प्रावधान हैं वो किसान हितैषी हैं, जिनका विरोध करने की स्थिति में कोई भी राजनीतिक दल नहीं है। लेकिन ये रिफॉर्म, ये क्रांतिकारी परिवर्तन जो लंबे समय से अपेक्षित था, उसको लाने में मोदी सरकार का संकल्प पूरा हुआ है। इसलिए किसी को विरोध करना है तो वो देश भर में लोगों को गुमराह करके इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं।
The minister stressed that minimum support price or MSP is an administrative decision which is presently there and will remain in the future as well. He pointed out that Centre announced MSP even before the Rabi crops were sowed. The minister said there is no provision to end Agricultural Produce Market Committee or APMCs. He added that the new bills just allow farmers to sell their produce outside APMCs, giving them a wide range of buyers. Government has said that more than 15 lakh loan applications have been received so far under the PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi or PM Swanidhi scheme. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs said that out of these, more than 5.5 lakh loans have been sanctioned and about 2 lakh loans disbursed. The ministry is implementing the PM Swanidhi scheme to facilitate collateral-free working capital loan to 50 lakh street vendors to restart their businesses post-COVID-19 lockdown. The ministry said that with a view to expedite the loan sanctioning process and provide ease of operations to the lenders, it has been decided to push the applications directly to the bank branches, which have been indicated by the vendor as preferred lender, or where the vendor holds a savings bank account, in case preferred lender is not indicated.
Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana Saubhagya has completed 3 years since its inception. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had launched the scheme on 25th September 2017 to ensure the electrification of all willing households in the country in rural as well as urban areas. More from our correspondent.
The scheme was launched with an aim to achieve universal household electrification by providing last-mile connectivity and electricity connections to all households in rural areas and all poor households in urban areas across the country. The scheme was started with an outlay of 16,322 crore rupees. Out of the total amount, the outlay for the rural households is over 14,000 crore rupees, while for the urban households, the outlay is 2,295 crore rupees. As many as over 2 crore 62 lakh households have been provided electricity connections so far under the Saubhagya scheme. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
Ayush Minister Shripad Yesso Nayak and Minister of State for PMO Jitendra Singh will jointly launch the Post-Harvest Management Center for Medicinal Plants at Bhadrava as well as 21 Ayush Health and Wellness Centers HWCs in Jammu and Kashmir today. The inauguration will be done through a digital event. Secretary in Ayush Vaidya Rajesh Kutecha will also participate in the program. During the current year, in Jammu and Kashmir, work on establishing 194 Ayush HWCs is going on, and the Ministry of Ayush has provided 12.81 crore rupees central grant for this purpose. There is a target of establishing 319 Ayush Health and Wellness Centers in the next 3 years in the Union Territory. Under the Ayushman Bharat scheme, the Ministry of Ayush has been mandated to operationalize 12,500 health and wellness centers across the country in a phased manner.
The Uttar Pradesh government has launched a unified portal called URISE to guide students in learning, career counseling and getting employment in the state. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath launched the portal in Lucknow yesterday. He termed it as historic and said that it is the biggest reform program in the education sector after the National Education Policy or NEP 2020. He said that the program would equip students with practical and technical knowledge. He added that Uttar Pradesh was the first state to launch a unified portal along with the implementation of NEP. More from our correspondent.
Around 20 lakh students getting vocational and technical education and technical experts will benefit from this portal. The e-content, e-library and online courses available on this portal will be accessible by students even in the most interior areas of the state. This portal would benefit students and empower them by providing every possible information from online exams, digital content, digital assessment, digital examination papers, webinars, internship, e-library to recorded video content to employment. Speaking at the launch, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that the project will prove to be an example for all states as the use of technology helped in moving ahead and face major challenges. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Tamil Nadu government has allowed the students of higher classes to visit their schools from the 1st of October to get guidance on subjects from their teachers. The number of students on any particular day has been capped at 50% of the total strength in a class. Our correspondent has filed this report.
The Tamil Nadu government has issued orders yesterday permitting students of the 10th, 11th and 12th classes to go to schools from the 1st of October. However, there would not be any regular classes as the students can get, in the wordings of the order, only the guidance on the subjects from the teachers. The students have been grouped into two as they are given the option to visit the schools alternatively from Monday through Saturday. Similarly, the teachers are also grouped into two bunches and each bunch will attend the schools 2 days in succession, leaving the next 2 days to the second bunch to avoid crowding. The students are to be allowed only with the written consent of the parents. All the prescribed safety protocols need to be followed. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
COVID-19 recoveries in India have exceeded new cases consecutively for the past 6 days. A total of 87,374 recoveries have been registered in the last 24 hours in the country. The number of new confirmed cases stands at 86,508. With this, the total number of recoveries have gone up to 46.7 lakh. The recovery rate has crossed 81.55%. As India records more recoveries than the new cases, the gap between recovered cases and the active cases is continuously widening. The recovered cases exceed the active cases by more than 37 lakh. This has also ensured that the active caseload accounts for merely 16.86% of the total positive cases.
The Health Ministry has said that 75% of new COVID-19 cases in the country are concentrated in 10 states and the Union Territory. In a tweet, the ministry said that the 10 states and a union territory also account for 74% of new recoveries. It said Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka are among them, which are reporting higher number of recoveries and new cases too. The ministry said that the central government is proactively extending technical, financial, material and other resources to all states and a union territory to strengthen their capacities and sustain their efforts. In Chhattisgarh, COVID-19 tests are being substantially increased as coronavirus infection continues to surge in the state. Apart from hospitals and primary health centers, the corona tests are also being done by mobile teams. A report.
In Chhattisgarh, test facility through rapid antigen kits to identify corona-infected patients is currently available in 832 centers. Out of this, 539 centers are in rural areas, while 36 centers are established in urban areas. Besides, corona tests are also being conducted by mobile teams. So far, about 1 million samples have been tested in the state. The State Health Department has made arrangements to provide corona test report online by launching a special web portal. Meanwhile, the collection of samples for serosurveillance has been completed in 7 districts of the state. The report of serosurveillance will help in preparing an effective strategy to deal with rapidly surging corona infection in the state. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
Mumbai's Municipal Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal said there is no second wave of COVID-19 in the city. He said the infections are rising due to increased testing. Speaking at an event in Mumbai yesterday, Mr. Chahal said the civic body took a conscious call of more than doubling the testing. More from our correspondent.
Municipal Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal said the increased number of COVID cases are due to the increased testing. He said Mumbai is now witnessing over 15,000 tests a day against the earlier 7,000. Earlier, there used to be 1,100 positive patients among 7,000 tests carried out per day, which has now gone up to around 2,000 positive patients, with the testing more than doubling. He said the BMC is planning to take the number of tests to over 20,000 a day. Chahal said even if the tests were to go up to 32,000 a day, which will take the daily spike in cases to nearly 4,000, the health infrastructure will still be able to cope up. He said the death rate presently stands at over 4.5%, which the city wants to bring down to 2.2%. Deopra Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
Gujarat has reported a record 1,408 new cases of COVID-19 during the past 24 hours. The total number of cases in the state has gone up to 1,28,949. More from our correspondent.
In terms of new cases on a daily basis, Gujarat stands 18th in the country. With the recovery of 1,510 patients yesterday, the recovery rate has further improved and reached up to 84.69%. Total 1,09,211 patients have been recovered in the state till now. More than 40,48,000 tests have been carried out in the state till date. At present, total active cases in the state are 16,354, out of which 89 patients are on ventilator. 14 patients died yesterday, taking the total death due to COVID-19 up to 3,384. Yogesh India, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
The Telangana state government has decided to resume city bus operations in a phased manner in Hyderabad today. The interstate bus services to Karnataka and Maharashtra will also be resumed. State Transport Minister P. Ajay Kumar announced this after a meeting with Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao last evening in Hyderabad. Initially, 25% of about 3,200 city buses of the Telangana State Road Transport Corporation or TSRTC will be operated while taking precautions to prevent the spread of COVID-19. About 700 city buses of the state-run TSRTC will be hitting the roads today after about 6 months.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address BJP workers from all over India on the occasion of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's birth anniversary today. Prime Minister releases age-appropriate fitness protocols, calls for regular exercise to stay fit and healthy. Central government suspends operational insolvency and bankruptcy code by another 3 months to protect companies in distress due to COVID-19. New Delhi invites US companies to engage more intensely in developing gas infrastructure in India. And in IPL cricket, Kings 11 Punjab beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 97 runs in Dubai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIRNewsAlerts.
Central government has suspended the operation of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 (IBC) by another 3 months in order to protect companies in distress due to the COVID pandemic. A Gazette notification issued in this respect said that the suspension of the Section 7, 9 and 10 of the IBC Code, initially for 6 months, has been further extended for another 3 months starting from 25th of September. The code was earlier suspended for 6 months from 25th of March to help the firms recover from the financial distress due to the global pandemic. During the suspension of IBC codes, these firms are protected from being referred to insolvency proceedings. New Delhi has invited US companies to engage more intensely in developing gas infrastructure in India. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Dharmendra Pradhan discussed strategic energy partnership with US Ambassador to India Kenneth Hyaster yesterday through video conferencing. Mr. Pradhan also reviewed the Strategic Petroleum Reserves cooperation initiated in June this year. The US Ambassador to India recognized that the energy component is emerging as a key constituent of the India-US strategic partnership. India has executed 194 developmental projects in 37 African countries and is currently working to complete 77 more projects in 29 countries in the continent, with a total outlay of $11.6 billion. This was stated by Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan at the 15th CII Exim Bank India-Africa Project Partnership Conclave in New Delhi yesterday. Emphasizing the importance of India-Africa ties, he said that India has already made tremendous progress in implementing the commitments made during the last India-Africa Forum Summit. Mr. Muralidharan said over the last 5 years, India's top leaders have made 34 visits to African nations, and India had hosted nearly 100 African leaders for diverse bilateral and multilateral engagements. He said that India has also significantly increased its diplomatic footprint in Africa and now has residential diplomatic missions in 38 African countries.
More than 350 members of minority communities in Afghanistan have arrived in India since the start of the coronavirus-induced lockdown. Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said the ministry has been receiving requests from Hindus and Sikhs in Afghanistan for permission to settle down in India, and such pleas have gone up since the attack on a Gurudwara in Kabul in March. He said that in order to ensure their safety and well-being, India's mission in Kabul has been actively in contact with them, and they have facilitated their smooth arrival from Afghanistan despite the COVID-related restrictions. The 51st International Film Festival of India, IFFI, will be held from the 16th to 24th of January next year in Goa. Earlier, it was scheduled to be held from the 20th to 28th November this year. The postponement follows discussion between Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar and Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant. It has also been jointly decided to hold the festival on new dates as per the International Film Festival guidelines and protocols. The festival will be conducted in a virtual and physical format. All COVID-related protocols will be strictly enforced as per the festivals convened recently in the International Film Festival circuit.
In Madhya Pradesh, 15 elephants deployed for various tasks in the state's Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve are on a unique week-long picnic these days. This picnic is organized every year as an annual elephant festival. The rejuvenation camp for elephants began on Monday, giving them a break from their routine work. More details from our correspondent.
The elephants are being given their favorite food and massages by neem and other oils during the rejuvenation week. Public participation in Elephant Festival has been limited this year in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Field Director Vincent Rahim informed that a new scheme to adopt elephants is also being launched. Under the scheme, any person can adopt an elephant for a day or a month. Interested individuals will have to incur fixed expenses of medicines and food of a pachyderm for that duration. These elephants help officials with patrolling, trekking and other routine work all the year round. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In IPL cricket, Kings 11 Punjab beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 97 runs. KL Rahul's blistering century before the bowler's stunning performance against RCB cruised Kings 11 Punjab KXIP to a sumptuous 97-run win in Dubai last night. Rahul played an unbeaten knock of 132 runs off just 69 balls, and then bowlers bundled out RCB on just 109 runs. Ravi Bishnoi and Murugan Ashwin took 3 wickets each in the match. Punjab skipper KL Rahul named the man of the match. Chasing a massive target of 207 runs, RCB was all out for 109 runs in 17 overs. Earlier, after being asked to bat first, KXIP managed to post a total of 206 with the help of Rahul's magnificent ton. With this knock, he also achieved the highest individual score by an Indian player in the IPL. Rahul, who was 2 short of 2,000 runs in the IPL, became the fastest Indian to reach the 2,000-run mark in the tournament. Today, Delhi Capitals will take on Chennai Super Kings in Dubai. Former Australian batsman Dean Jones died of cardiac arrest in a Mumbai hotel yesterday. The 59-year-old cricketer was part of the 1987 World Cup winning team. He played 52 tests and 164 ODIs for Australia. He was one of the greatest ambassadors of the game, associating himself with cricket development across South Asia. He was passionate about discovering new talent and nurturing young cricketers. He was in Mumbai with the commentary team for the Indian Premier League.
And now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 37 degrees. The city is likely to have mainly clear sky, while in Srinagar, the minimum temperature was around 9 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be 29 degrees Celsius. The city will have mainly clear sky. Ladakh will have mainly clear sky too, becoming partly cloudy towards the afternoon or evening. Temperature is likely to hover between 11 and 24 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the temperature is likely to hover between 12 and 34 degrees Celsius. It will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards the afternoon or evening. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky. Temperature is likely to hover between 16 and 34 degrees Celsius. The national capital of Delhi is expected to have a partly cloudy sky as well. The minimum temperature was recorded at 26 degrees Celsius and maximum is expected to be around 38 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai, there will be generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 28 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. All papers have widely covered the declining numbers of active COVID cases. The Indian Express writes, hope in numbers, active cases declining, R value now below 1. The Pioneer reports daily COVID cases to fall as second peak has hit capital, says Kejriwal. The Tribune writes, for 6th day, recovery surpassed daily caseload. The paper also writes about India's new medical education regulator, the National Medical Commission, coming into force from tomorrow. The headline says, NCI goes, NMC takes charge, adding, new medical regulator notified private education to get cheaper. Top-end scientist Shekhar Basu dies of COVID, reports the Times of India on the passing away of a prominent nuclear scientist. And finally, on the first anniversary of Fit India movement, the Pioneer says, fitness icons share with Modi's secrets of staying healthy.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address BJP workers from all over India on the occasion of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's birth anniversary today. Prime Minister releases age-appropriate fitness protocols, calls for regular exercise to stay fit and healthy. Central government suspends operation of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Court by another 3 months to protect companies in distress due to COVID-19. New Delhi invites US companies to engage more intensely in developing gas infrastructure in India. And in IPL cricket, Kings 11 Punjab beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 97 runs in Dubai. And now we leave you with Bapu's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Janto, sung by an artist from Uzbekistan. Vaishnav Janto, tene